Hey, what's up, and welcome to my corner of the internet. So, first and foremost, I'm going to give my discretion. When I use the word mid, I mean boring, I mean average, I mean kind of uninteresting, and to be honest, doesn't do anything exciting, it's just average.
もしもーし。
もしも、あれ、なんだこの音は。
綾野浩二くん？
And today I'm going to be talking about an anime that's kind of average, but the reason why I'm talking about it is because it has a lot of good points to it and a lot of things that they could really ramp up and make interesting without necessarily going towards a different aesthetic than what the anime seems to be going for.
今の日本は、この社会は平等だと思いますか？
ずいぶんとぶっ飛んだ話だな。私がそれに答えて意味があるのか？
大事なことです。答えてもらえませんか？
And the anime I'm talking about is Classroom of the Elite. I actually was interested in watching this just off the general fact of just the idea of it, to be honest. Like, someone described it as a very prestigious school. These people go there and there's a lot of manipulation and mind games. I was just interested. That's just up my alley. And this is written by Shijou Kinugasa. And I totally butchered his name. I'm going to put it up, but whatever. This is one of those animes that is just kind of mid.
Well, let's be nice. Yeah. Let's be nice. We don't have to go there. I mean, you're not wrong, but you didn't have to say it.
The first season, here's the thing. The first season, it's very obvious that this anime was going to get a second season, or like they just knew it from the get-go. So the first season, there's a lot of filler. It's putting a lot of emphasis on us understanding each character, a lot of their motives, and piecing together a lot of character personalities and understanding that the story is being built upon. Because the first season, it's not necessarily filler, it's more of we're just getting our bearings, we're understanding the world around us, and we're understanding the dire situation between the classrooms. Because the basics of this anime is there is this very prestigious school that guarantees 100% fulfillment in whatever career they go towards if you graduate from this prestigious school, and it's basically making a play on the very serious and cutthroat nature of education, and that is something that's very known to Japan and a lot of other countries, especially like the United States. So I definitely resonated with this idea. As being a college student in a top college in the United States, so totally understand this concept. And that was a very good concept. Like, it got me. It didn't necessarily have to do death or anything like that. The worst fear is expulsion and not being able to keep up, and that's a very real fear for a lot of people. So it definitely got me with that concept.
ごめんなさい。私全然ダメだね。結局一人じゃ何もできなかった。
But I'm gonna be honest with you, this anime is mid, and the only reason I'm actually interested in watching it is because I'm trying to see if they're gonna fulfill a lot of the ideas that are there, because they have some serious and cool mind games and ideas that are being placed out, but it doesn't seem to be going in a place where it could genuinely like be exciting, like a little bit more exciting than what it was. Like, there's some cool aspects, like the hand-to-hand combat that happens in there. Some of those sequences are pretty fire, and I enjoyed the hell out of them. But there's just a lot of things that, like, it's just not interesting. And also, our main character, he's cool. Our stoic main character, Ayana Koji, like, he's cool, but he's so stoic, and it's stoicism to a very degree where it's just like, are you happy about anything? But he's a simple guy, and his wants and desires are very plain to see, which is not bad. Like, for the most part, he just wants to live a normal life, do his own things, and vibe out. But within that stoicism and easily a little bit of sociopathy, like, he's just an A-class manipulator, and he has a classmate who he uses basically as a shield because she is so uninteresting, unentertaining, and unfortunately, they make her character that way. She doesn't really have any redeeming qualities other than she has a conversation often, and she uses our main character's like abilities and ideas. At least she tries to. More than anything, she just gets manipulated. And she just kind of just bombs for the most of the show. Like, of course, she does have a couple good like punches in some of her little fights. So I kind of vibe with her, and she's very like upfront. She's not really trying to be anyone's friend. So I totally respect that she's very one-minded towards her goal. So she's not a very like uninteresting character. It's just she has nothing special to her, I guess. Also, I'm going to be honest, this is like a very serious and unfunny baka test. Like, I just wish they came up with more concepts and went towards more ideas. Like the idea of death would have made this more interesting. But then again, the idea of a whole class just dying, I don't know. There's just a lot of things that I wish this anime would go through. And I'm watching season 2. Don't take none of this wrong. I'm going to watch season 2, and I'm actually very entertained by a lot of the aspects. I love how it's animated. I love that basically everything has a double blend of color, like even within the hair. Like Ayano Koji's basically chestnut is dyed with a little bit of red towards the ends, and all sorts of different eye colors. Like, I think a lot of that is so cool, and it's like a different change to how things are going to be created within this anime, and I love how visually appealing all of this is. But I'm gonna be honest with you, it's just kind of mid. It is. It just doesn't do more, and I wish it was a little bit more serious. Though there is some plot points that are very interesting, and spoilers ahead. We're basically finding out more about Ayano Koji, how he was basically brought up, and how he has this sort of mindset that's very oh my god, it is like kind of scary, kind of not. Basically, he's never thought of anyone as a friend. He's just basically using everyone to get his own benefit, which I kind of respect and I find it hilarious because it's basically the last episode and he's just like, yeah, I don't ever think of you guys as friends. I just want to win. And that's definitely a mindset that's been tacked onto him, or he's always felt that way. I also love how this anime starts with like Latin quotes. That's very like, it's all there. All the ingredients to be an interesting and very good anime, or at least be different, are all there. It's just they're not taking that final step to add a little bit of edge to keep episode to episode entertaining, even though they have all of the ingredients as I previously mentioned. And I hope season 2 they deliver on this. I hope season 2 has a bit more conflict. These are part of the hopes that I have for the show, because Classroom of the Elite is interesting, and they can do all of this without death, especially if they played more on the drama, more on the conflict between characters, more of the interesting idea of this college and what the benefits are from it, and the people that flunked out, that were expelled. I just wish it didn't play so heavy into the basic anime tropes. There's so many ideas they could follow through with, and it's all there. It really is all there. I guess I want more conflict for Ayano Koji and to stop hiding behind his shield, but I guess as a master manipulator, the best thing is to always have a buffer between you and conflict, and that's what happens within this anime. Even though most of the time he has to get his hands dirty because his shield is kind of useless. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's these things of where he has to, but he doesn't have to really do anything. Because, like,
why you so stupid?
The shield isn't that good, and Kitahara, or whatever her name is, I kind of block her out because she just whines and she tries so hard to be alone. And like her brother basically said, she takes her solidarity as a strength, when basically needing allies is one of the best strengths within this show. And like her brother has a bit of a like abusive thing, but he says like bars that are pretty cool and interesting, and he seems to be in on a lot of the understandings of the school and the inner workings. And like the final class, D class, they are so trash and kind of annoying. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because Ayano Koji and like Kitahara are both in the same class, and like fam, the way I'm just like not into this class. And though there is this interesting storyline how each of every single character ended up in that class, because there's a couple characters within it that are just like, ooh, why are you there? And like the most popular guy, I'm definitely interested in his story, and some of the cracks were shown in the first season. There's a lot of things I'm hopeful for, because also the girl that basically hates Kitahara and is like has this different side to her, I am super interested to see what that is. There's a lot of gems they dropped in the first season, so I'm suspecting they knew for a fact they were going to get a second season. I mentioned that, but it just seems so evident now that I'm looking at the second season that they laid that foundation for a reason, and I hope a lot of the payouts. This is probably an anime that I would definitely read the manga to or light novel to, because there's more going on than like I guess I'm getting from the anime, and it's being shown, but it's not really being followed through with. And so this anime is kind of mid. But I'm interested to keep watching, and I'm not mad that I'm finding an average anime. Finding an average anime makes you appreciate a lot of the animes that go head first in whatever concept they're going for. This is one of the most analogous, almost nebulous animes I've watched in a while. It feels like it goes from up and down and wherever it wants to go, and I like that about this anime. So if you're interested in Classroom of the Elite, please watch it. It's very interesting. It has a lot of good points. It's got some bad things that doesn't really make it interesting, and it's very average. It's mid, but it's a nice watch. You turn off your brain and you're entertained by whatever's going on, so you should definitely check it out. And anyway, thank you for watching and have a great day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.